disorders. At the same time, global burden of disease. How many people are suffering with skin disorder all over the world, in particular in India? At the same time, how many percent of people visiting general physician with the dermatology cases? And what are the causes and consequences of disease? What are the causes? How many types of causes are there? And what should be happen after once the patient suffering with skin disorder? And language of skin and its appendages. Language. What is the language of the skin? Like eruptions, like a lesions, like a rash. What is the language of the skin? At the same time, appendages, including nail and hair also. What are the case taking in dermatology? What are the important steps you want to consider or emphasize in during case taking? And important tools and investigation in the dermatology OPDs and prognostic scales, which are more important to us for making evidence-based case studies, and finally learning points and references. So introduction. Skin is the largest organ in the body. In a 70 kilos individual, most probably 5 kgs of weight will be weighable by the skin only. And human skin consists of 3 important layers: dermis and subcutaneous fat. So dermatology, we know that it is a study of the skin and associated structures, including hair and nails. Nearly in dermatology textbook, I saw that nearly 2,000 clinical conditions are there. Okay, but we are not discuss all 2,000 conditions at a glance. I will give the just a glimpse of the dermatology. So what is the global burden of disease, skin disease especially? We know that this is the 4th leading cause of non-fatal disease worldwide. And also in India, 3.7% the total cost burden because of the skin conditions, mostly accident, ulcer, psoriasis, like any chronic disease. According to the survey data, 35 to 69% patients with the skin disease have used complementary and alternative medicine in their lifetime, what it may be, either Ayurvedic, homeopathy, naturopathy, or home remedies. It is also observed that 15 to 25% patients visited the general physician with different skin conditions. Especially for homeopathy, we know that eczema, psoriasis, lichen planus, acne, and most commonly warts. These are the most commonest condition should be visited to the homeopathic physician. Then go to the causes. This is the how many causes here. For example, here sunshine. What should be happen if the person exposed to sunshine? Due to exposure to sunshine, those sensitive skin persons like type 1, type 2 skin persons, those skin are very tanning. If they are exposed to sun, they will get the burns like anything. So who exposed to constant sun, they're prone to develop photosensitive dermatitis, solar keratosis, and even melanoma also. And infections, certain infection, we can infection categorize into 4 categories like viral, bacterial, fungi, and yeast. So most viral infection we know in our clinical practice like herpes zoster, herpes simplex, human papilloma virus, and bacterial infections like boils, abscess, and streptococcal scald syndrome, skin scald syndrome. This type of bacterial infection we can see. And coming to fungus and yeast, we know frequently seen the pityriasis versicolor, candidiasis, and dandruff or dermatomycosis. This type of clinical condition we can see because of infections. The chemical, most important and most tormenting to the patients, is the allergens and irritants. Allergens broadly categorized as a plant kingdom. Those persons who are exposed to rubber or rust acts like anything, okay, those persons do develop the skin rash and anything. And irritant person, especially you can see in women and who are working with garlic or any detergent and constant exposed to water, those people prone to develop irritant contact dermatitis. Next, trauma. If the trauma, those person who are experienced the injury or ulcer, what it may be, because of trauma also, certain skin conditions are evolved. And heat and cold, especially urticaria. Urticaria due to overexposure to heat or overexposure to cold, this will be developed. At the same time, chilblains also, sometimes gangrene also. Coming to the psychological factors, especially skin disease prone to cause to skin psychological factor. Sometimes psychological factor may cause to the skin disease. For example, psoriasis. The psoriasis person, once the psoriasis will develop in the patient, the person will experience the in consequence depression like anything. Once the patient get the stress also, those person prone to develop the psoriasis also. This is the vice versa. Like genetic factor, especially ichthyosis and psoriasis also. Are internal disease, for example, internal disease like vitiligo. Especially in our practice, we can see clinical autoimmune thyroiditis in condition, we can see vitiligo associated with the thyroid complaints. At the same time, itching or pruritus with the jaundice, we can see it in the chronic liver disorders. Or certain finally, certain vitamin A, D, and E, C, these and niacin also. These vitamin deficiencies also may cause to skin complaints. So I will say skin is the best hero to conquer all these causes and make you healthy and cosmetic and look beautiful to the external world. So what should be happen once the skin complaint will be evolved in the patient? For example, the first important is a discomfort. Patient feels discomfort. I'm very much itching. It is not bearable. It's unbearable, and also it is a disturbance to my sleep also. Once discomfort, it will go to disfigurement, like a chronic scratching. The skin becomes thickening and become lichenification. So it makes disfigurement. At the same time, disablement. This will be permanently or partially disabled to his personal activities like sleep, work, and anything. And finally, he go to depression and death. Okay. So this is the simple explanation I will give to the about the biology of the skin and the physiology of the skin. I will not go to in deep of each layer, but the basic important to the present webinar I will discuss the simplify. The epidermis. This is the outside layer and produce keratin and melanin. When the epidermis infected or not infected, anything pathology, it leads to develop the rash, the lesion with abnormal scales, changes in the pigmentation, and loss of integrity like exudate and erosion. The keratin, this is the end product of maturation of epidermal cells and its work as a waterproof. Melanin, the produced by the melanocytes in the basal layer. The melanocytes are residing in the bottom of the layer. Due to melanocytes, dendrites, the melanocytes go to the epidermis and give the discoloration. This due to melanocytes over. Next, we will discuss about the dermis. What are the contents in the dermis? This is the connective tissue. It works as a collagen and it gives strength and stretch also. It contains blood vessels, lymphatics, cutaneous nerves, and skin appendages. Because we know that epidermis is avascular and dermis is the vascular. That's why all the important contents residing in the dermis. What should be happen if dermis will be damaged? So it will leads to develop the papules, nodules, atrophy, and lack of necrosis of dermis is called ulcer. So remember, if the epidermis is lost, we can call it the erosion. If the dermis will lost, we can call it the ulcer. This is the basic difference between the erosion and ulcer. So what is the physiology of the skin? So here in the left side corner, I mentioned about what are the function of the skin. In the right side, I mentioned about the what are the content work in the physiology. For example, protection against chemicals, particles, UV radiation, antigens. Mostly involved structures are Harney layer, melanocytes, Langerhans cells, lymphocytes, mononuclear phagocytes, mast cells. In the microbes, when the Harney layer and the Langerhans cells, mononuclear phagocytes, mast cell will prevent the microbes enter into the skin. And preservation of balanced internal environment, preservation of loss of water, electrolytes, and macromolecules done by the Harney layer. And shock absorption, strong and elastic work by dermis and subcutaneous fat, and sensation because of nerve endings, and calorie preserve due to subcutaneous fat, and vitamin D synthesis by the keratinocytes, and temperature regulation by blood vessels and eccrine sweat glands, and lubrication, waterproofing also work by the sebaceous gland, protection by the nails, body odor from apocrine sweat glands, and psychosocial display, that is a cosmetological display by our skin, lips, hair, and nails. So then go to the language of the skin. The first language is the primary skin lesion. This is the evolved from the basic the skin lesion. So first important lesion is the papule. So here I'm describing about the primary skin lesions, at the same time secondary skin lesion with their images. So first is the papule is a small solid elevation of skin less than 0.5 centimeter in diameter, and erythema, that means redness due to the vascular dilatation, and plaque. We know frequently in the psoriasis, this type of description we can say. Then macule is a small flat area of altered color or texture, and vesicle is a circumscribed elevation of skin less than 0.5 centimeter in diameter and containing little fluid. Bulle is nothing but the elder brother of vesicle. It's a size is more than 5 centimeter, and the collection of the fluid also more compared to vesicle. Then pustule is a visible accumulation of pus in the skin, and abscess is a localized collection of pus in the cavity more than 1 centimeter in diameter. A wale is an elevated white compressible evanescent area produced by dermal edema. It is often surrounded by a red axon mediator flare, although usually less than 2 centimeters in diameter. Some whales are huge also. We can see frequently in Arctic. So then angioneuritic edema or angioedema is a diffuse swelling caused by edema extending the subcutaneous tissue, and nodule is a solid mass in the skin, usually greater than 0.5 centimeter in diameter in both width and depth, which can be seen to be elevated and can be palpated. Tumor is harder to describe. The nodule is solid and is a solid, but tumor is very hard to on palpation. It's an enlargement of tissue by normal or pathological manner. It's more than 1 centimeter. Then papilloma is a nipple-like projection from the skin, and petechiae is the pin-sized macules of the blood in the skin. And the term purpura describes the large macule or papule of blood in the skin. Such blood-filled lesions do not blanch if a glass lens is pushed against them. When you press on the purpura with your simple glassed or magnificence lens, it never blanches. This is the important diagnostic between the purpura or underlying the blood disorders. Then ecchymosis. Ecchymosis is the larger extravasation of blood into the skin. Mostly you can see after bruises or injuries. And hematoma is a swelling from the gross bleeding, like a hematorosis, like you can see in the vitamin C deficiency disorders. And burrow is a linear or curvilinear papule, which is some scaling caused by the scabies mite. And comedo is the plague of greasy keratin wedged in the dilated pilosebaceous orifice. Open comedones or blackheads is the common word of the comedones. This follicle opening up a closed comedo in nearly covered over by skin, so that it look like a pin head size ivory colored paper. Mostly you can see it in the acne. And telangiectasia is the visible dilatation of the small cutaneous blood vessels. Telangiectasia sometimes you can see in the normal people also, especially old age people, or some liver disorders you can see, especially cirrhosis of liver, you can see the telangiectasia. And poikiloderma is a combination of atrophy, it's a reticular hyperpigmentation, and telangiectasia. So before what we discussed about the primary skin lesions, now we can discuss about the secondary skin lesions, which are evolved from the primary lesions. So the scale, the flake arising from the horny layer, and keratosis is a horn-like thickening of stratum corneum. Mostly you can see it in the vitamin A deficiency also, we can call phrenoloderma also. And crust is a may look like a scale, but is composed of dried blood or tissue fluid. Mostly you can see in the impetigo clinical condition. Then ulcer is an area of skin from which the whole of the epidermis and at least the upper part of the dermis has been lost. Ulcer may be extended to the subcutaneous fat and healed with the scarring also. And erosion is the area of the skin denuded by a complete or partial loss of any epidermis, and erosion healed without scarring. This is the basic difference between the erosion and ulcer. And excoriation is an ulcer or erosion produced by this continuous scratching. This is due to chronic eczema. Those persons who are continuous scratching, it may leads to erosion or sometimes the ulcer. Then another is second lesions are a fissure, is a slit in the skin. We can see in the keratodermatitis. And a sinus is a cavity or a channel that permits the escape of pus or fluid. This image is from the hydrodentist suppurativa. In this condition, you can see the sinus, or sometimes you can see the abscess. And a scare is the result of healing, where normal structure are permanently replaced by the fibrous tissue. This is frequently we encode into our clinical practice. This is atrophy, the thinning of the skin caused by diminution of epidermis, dermis, or subcutaneous fat. When the epidermis atrophy, it may crinkle like cigarette paper, appear in thin and translucent, and lose normal surface marking. Blood vessels may be easy to see in both epidermis and dermal atrophy. Mostly you can see this type of atrophy, those persons who are using constant topicals or steroid treatment for their skin complaints. And lichenification is an area of thickened skin which increase markings. This image from the lichen simplex chronicus. Okay, in this condition, you can see the lichenification. And the striae or stretch mark is a streak-like linear atrophic pink, purple, or white lesion of the skin caused by changes in the connective tissue. This type of striae you can see especially in the Cushing syndrome around the abdomen. Is a bluish or reddish color striae you can see in our practice. And the pigmentation, either more or less than surrounding skin, can develop after lesions heal. This pigmentation after healing of varicose eczema, we can see this type of pigmentation. So now we discussed about the primary and secondary lesions. Now we discuss about the surface and configuration of the lesions. How the surface, the dome-shaped surface, pedunculated, verrucous, umbilicated, flat-topped, humid. Because each shape has its own significance. For example, if you see umbilicated, we can see in especially molluscum contagiosum, and flat-topped lesion you can see in the flat-top warts, and dome shape you can see dermatofibroma. Pedunculated, we can see especially in the skin tags like condition. Verrucous also, we can see especially seborrheic keratosis lesion. In this condition, we can see this type of surface. When the group linear, serpentinous, arcuate, nummular, and these are the adjective to the skin words, how the lesions are, whether the group, single, whether they're line, or whether the snake type, serpentious, or arcuate. So these are the description of the skin lesion each. Each has its own significance that is discussed in the later slides. So what is the importance of diagnosis? Being a homeopath, we are always giving the medicine based on how the patient describing about signs and symptoms. It's a personal history, it's a general history. We know from UG onwards, we are learning the importance of diagnosis in homeopathy. So in this case, I will explain you that this person came to our OPD with multiple hyperpigmented patches all over the body. He asked me, sir, I need a treatment for only hyperpigmented patches. Initially, we think about what is the diagnosis here. This is looking like a leopard syndrome. Leopard syndrome means in the syndrome, the skin looking like a leopard skin, like macule at the same time, normal skin. So we think about that one, what is the diagnosis? But patient is hesitant to give the past history. I told him, once you will not give past history, will not treat you successfully. Then patient starts narrating his illness. So initially I have the problem on scalp, then followed by all over the body. I took all conventional medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, including homeopathy also, and finally it was cutaneous. So my doctor suggested me to take the Puva therapy. After taking the Puva therapy, the lesions are like this. So that means we need the diagnosis initially, and what is the prognosis of the lesions also. If you not understanding the diagnosis, we cannot give the treatment properly, and we cannot see the results accurately. So the careful history is most important in the dermatology. How the lesion started, how the lesions is progress, where the lesion started in your body, that means site. Okay, at the same time, what the progress of the lesion, what are the treatment you took for the skin complaints. We know that one. Due to treatment, or already discussed in the introduction, due to any treatment, the skin lesion may be modified or changed according to the disease pattern or your treatment pattern. So you must work up that past history is the more important in dermatology. So what are the presenting complaints in the skin? So mostly we know that the itching or pruritus, pain or burning after scratching, and different skin lesions and associated with the other systemic signs and symptoms. So you took the case, you inquired about the name, age, sex, and occupation. So occupation gives us much significance in the dermatology condition. So I here listed some of the occupation and what are the commonest presentation of skin complaints I described here. For example, agricultural or farmer. Those persons get the irritant dermatitis like example disinfectants, physical wear and tear, contact allergy due to exposed to rubber or gloves and footwear, hazard from animals like tinea infection, hazard from the plants like lichen allergy forestry, and cold damage like gardening people. The gardening people who are exposed to contact with the different instruments and different uh, plants and everything. So those people develop like irritant or contact dermatitis and contact allergy to gloves and bites and sting from the bites. And building trade people, that means masonry, who are working with the cement and who are working with the glassware, those all person coming under this category. This category like irritant dermatitis from the cement, plaster, solvents, preservatives, fiberglass, and contact especially from chromate cement, epoxy resins, formaldehyde, colophony in soldering flax, and mechanical due to frictional palmar dermatitis from the tools and vibration of white finger related to use of some tools like vibrator. Those people who are using the vibrator, they get the white fingers. When also the of meat and fruit and contact allergic dermatitis or urticaria in some cases from fruits, meat, gloves, and also like person and cleaning staff people like irritant dermatitis from the detergent, contact to fragrance like some of the you can now we can see in the market we have different fragrance of this sorry cleaning things are there. Those person are sensitive. Those person will prone to develop this type of allergic dermatitis. Workers, doctors, nurses, paramedical staff, whoever may be. Those persons who are prone to develop irritant dermatitis from cleaning agents, hand wash, contact allergies from latex allergy, who are using the gloves, and medicament allergies, especially dentist allergy to balsam flavorings, mercury, and contact urticaria, anaphylaxis from the latex infection and infestations like scabies, especially nuts. And here are washing and more. Occupation from this occupation come analysis so what are the one about arrives, one lesions. So both are the same reason. What is the location? Exact location where it is and go if show how long is it last. For example, seeing the scalp psoriasis. So we know that in psoriasis, different remissions and recurrence are there. So you must started. Okay. Now, get it. You ask the direct question. How it start time you are without any lesion. the patient will open up. Or before that, I don't have any problem. After working in the canal, after working in the bar, and about after which time you are free of any skin illness. So, I mean, general history, illness, we know that certain try to develop the some illness. For example, vasculitis, psoriasis, can be triggered by viral or infection. We must before you have any patient will cut it. They will not to explain to you. So, what are the treatment for that? Whether after taking the skin, so you must about the adverse reaction of modern or conventional medicine also. Okay. Diet. For example, you must ask two questions. Anyone ichthyosis is anybody can talk. This is the same dermatologists make a announcement to discuss what I explained so what is describing what should how lesion first surface.
Hello, sir. The screen is not visible. Neither your voice is also audible. Please share screen once again, sir. The voice is also breaking, sir. Please make sure that you have a stable connectivity.
Madam? Hello?
Yes, sir. Your voice is breaking. Yeah.
and your thumb.
There seems to be a connectivity issue. Please bear with us. We're extremely sorry for the technical hitches. Dr. Giri, would you mind sharing your screen once more? Please share your screens once again and please go ahead.
Hello. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. Yeah. So am I audible? Hello. Am I audible? Yeah. The first important
Yes.
is site involved. The I'm describe about brief about the site involvement of each lesion. For example, on the scalp. In the scalp, we can see most probably psoriasis and seborrheic dermatitis. The seborrheic dermatitis is looking like a yellowish scales. Mostly you can see in hair margins and in the ears and eyebrows, and also nasal label fold. This is the commonest presentation of seborrheic dermatitis. Then coming to psoriasis, we know that silvery white scales with the aspect sign positive, and most involved are the scalp and extensor surface of the elbows and knees, and sometimes trunk and back also. So acne vulgaris we can see mostly on face with the papular or comedones and pustule eruptions. Also, so each lesion has own significance, it has own site. Basing on site involvement, we can assess 50% of clinical diagnosis. At the same time, neck around, we can see the skin tags. And seborrheic keratosis is a papilliform eruptions on the mostly you can see in the chest and face also. Cherry angiomas and atopic dermatitis. We can see atopic dermatitis especially in children. We can see antecubital fossa and postpopliteal fossa and sometimes face also. When coming to the gluteal region, we can see frequently tinea cruris, sometimes candidiasis, sometimes very rarely we can see invertiasis also. When coming to this hands and palms, we can know